mounted for these two. All the way out here, all the hype, all the excitement, all the practice and all the scrims. It comes down to these next 5 maps as we will say goodbye to one of them.
Yes, all of that travel. It's nice to see that anybody on the North American content has actually had to do some traveling, Brycey. You know, it doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen very often. We haven't had to do any traveling here, actually, candidly. But, you know, we usually would have a nice little whinge about it. Brycey, they get a bit of our medicine, so to speak.
Yeah, they certainly do. But speaking of medicine, right now, G2 seem to have taken theirs, but a little bit of a flurry into this one as Linz is looking for the third. It goes for the wrong angle and gets cut down. Reinforcements from Gentle Mates do pile in, but not enough. And it will be one of these two teams that we say goodbye to, and that'll start coming into play at some point with the mental game.
Yeah, 100%. I think, you know, both these two squads, the pressure really is now on. Doesn't matter if you're from challengers, new rosters, whatever. You do not want to be going out in this kind of position. But I believe this should be a very, very good game. Looking at these two rosters on paper, it should be very interesting to see how things do transpire. P2 rotations start to come in here, though, on the side of G2. In a good spot themselves now as Gentle Mates trying to find a break back from the lesser side, if you want to say that. Accuracy finding a couple with the cuts coming through. Diamondcon with one in the middle of the map as well. So good start so far from G2. Gentle Mates trying to get themselves back into this and just trying to find the rotation over towards P3.
One of the criticisms from their last game was a little bit slow in the play style, and they've given them so much time on the P2 here, really not having an opportunity to really break in and take the points away from them. G2 now crossing the 50-point mark. And eventually, some scrap time. But even now, Gentle Mates have not committed to getting onto the point they do, and they die.
They're being maybe a little bit precautious for P3 rotation, which is coming in very, very shortly. I don't want to lose anything over towards that side. So that now becomes a little bit of an issue that G2 are going to have to try and deal with, but dealing with it very, very easily. Harry gets wiped out, and all of a sudden, Gentle Mates have nobody but Denza there who can do plenty. Finds 2, spawns towards the back, in for Gentle Mates. Good opportunity for some good time here.
And they need it. Denza looking for the player who's done the jump around the back. You can see Estriel has found it. Now in towards the point, looking for everybody. Finds one. Only one, though. The rest of his team's full. Finds a second, but not enough. His teammates needed a trade there to make it viable for him.
Oh my god!
And yeah, that was kind of crazy by Linz. But at the moment, Gentle Mates still in a bit of driving position, but they do have to get these points.
French compatriots going up against each other, and Linz and Cobra, so that'll be gunfights they'll be looking for every single time. Gentle Mates will get the beneficial side of things when it does come over towards P3. They're not in too bad of a spot. Fighting over the scrap time, though, and rotation over towards P4 has just been a wide open door that G2 Esports can walk through, but Cobra will find 2. And Accuracy, he will have found his way here, but he's very much alone. There's absolutely no way.
Those bursting through the doors can throw people off just a little bit, and that's kind of what happened here. But Gentle Mates have taken the lead, and right now they're sitting in a very nice position. You can already see G2 starting to stack, starting to percolate around this point, ready for the break. Harry just waiting for the first person. That is awful timing, but his teammates get the kill for him anyway. They know there are players still on the hill, 1 remaining. Harry goes for the chow. Estriel will get it, but too many players from Gentle Mates as Cobra is on a 7 streak.
Starting to heat it up. Seeing those gunfights going in up against Linz. Lost a crucial one, but will start to win a few more that are going very much in Gentle Mates' favor. So there you go. That's a Predator missile underneath their belts. That's 13 more seconds going to go their way as well. Very, very good hold coming in from Gentle Mates. Make it a 9 spree, 10 spree for Cobra. We've got to be in his POV right now. He's absolutely frying.
There's 11, not going to get 12, though, as he will fall, but that is where they have fought back.
He's still alive.
Undying. Cobra, oh, I thought he had gone down, but no, Cobra on 10. And he's calling in the cruise missile.
Yep.
The rest of his team have cleared them out. This will get them off the respawn. This will all be information for them to push forward if they can. Harry will find one as he swings it wide and still gets Estriel. Somehow still alive. And they are just sucking up the time here. Bans left, eventually left alone. Cobra will fall, but damage might be done.
A lot of damage done. It's a 50-point lead now off the back of Cobra. Absolutely sending it. His brother Gataga, like just a legend in EU Call of Duty, trying to fill what are very, very big shoes in this legendary Call of Duty roster. When you look at some of the names, they are very much in a good position here at the one rotation of hills. 10 seconds to go here over towards the bridge, and it's still Gentle Mates in control of the game. G2 Esports managing to get a little bit of scrap time. Some really good shots coming in from DiamondCon, but they will go into a second rotation. They will find themselves substantially behind.
All is not lost though. 40 points is plausible and possible here on P1. They have the control. They've spread out. They're holding the angles as well. You can see Gentle Mates trying to find some egress into it as well, but DiamondCon flies into them. No setup for you, no stacking, no hope. 3 of them fall with nothing to answer for. And G2 Esports, they were behind, but DiamondCon has lit a fire with a 6 streak, and they are now just piling into them.
And I think the criticism of Gentle Mates there, it felt like they were waiting for the perfect opportunity to find that break. Sometimes you just got to send it, and they did not over towards P1. They've now been flipped out. P2 rotations not in their favor. P3 spawns are not in their favor. And Back's now, all of a sudden, against the wall. G2 Esports just demolished that lead that was belonging to Gentle Mates. They've now taken the lead. They were on 40 behind heading into P1.
Perfect, and this is where it didn't go great for Gentle Mates last time. Very slow to break this and didn't get an awful lot of time. It was P3 and P4 where they made the difference. All off the back of Cobra. They will not want to repeat that mistake again. Harry will find one, but he is alone as his teammates are back into the respawn. The same story again. G2 Esports back in the lead one more time.
Gentle Mates will not be stressing about it too much yet. A lot of their good work was done P3, 4, and then a decent one at 5. And see if they can do something over towards that latter stages of this rotation. But right now they're trying to get themselves back over towards P2. 25 seconds to play for. Linz finds 2, and it's Estriel to find another. I thought Linz was about to follow up with his 3rd, but will get the job done. G2 Esports holding on to P2 very, very well.
Trying to look for it as well, and it's the same story again. Gentle Mates really just not having a lot of success over P2. It's a little bit slow, it's a little bit pinch heavy. But they've sacrificed a lot here and don't have the rotation for P3. That fight has not gone their way as Bance gets traded out. But Cobra flies into accuracy. Still the better spawn here for G2. They have the opportunity to push them back. Gentle Mates desperately trying to get their reinforcements in a fighting position. But with nades bouncing around, I don't even know who won that gunfight down low. I think it was Denza.
Denza managed to find a nade, and now he's actually went for the cut over to try and get the spawn player. So Estriel's going to be dealt with. Big heads up play coming in from Denza. Now has some backup, has the cuts that he needs. Cobra will find the gunfight. One player has slipped the net, though. That was Linz. He gets dealt with. What a break by Gentle Mates. Fantastically done.
And they had to get in there at that point as well. 30 seconds left. It could have pushed G2 over that 200-point mark. Cobra going for the chow. That is a 4-man wipe. But keep an eye on the minimap. DiamondCon has slipped the net, but not enough. Harry has found him. They are in the driving seat. The engine is switched on, and the throttle bodies are revving. But Gentle Mates will now have to hold. G2 Esports are here in force, and Harry is outnumbered.
Yeah, Cobra maybe just overheating through the middle of the map. He pushed really, really far forward. Didn't have any cuts. He was just sort of sitting over towards P1. Loses a little bit of control for Gentle Mates over towards the spawn. They get broken, and G2 Esports, the door was wide open for them, and they skipped through it. Now have themselves about a 20-point lead and rising control over towards P4. And remember, this is where Gentle Mates really did start to extend the game out. They had themselves a good lead heading in over towards the bridge. They need to find a break here.
They're looking for it. Comes the stack again. It's always going to be narrow when you're facing this spawn as well. Accuracy in the corner will find one. Easily in the end, the pre-fire comes through. Players both sides. Estriel just cleans it up. And with Cobra's going to be there, he wants to chow for this time. He knows he has to. Can't afford to give away 20 seconds. Unfortunately, he will be flanked and taken down by Linz. They will now hedge their hopes, their bets, and their dreams on this bridge rotation.
I'm going to find themselves around 50 or 60 points behind by the time they get there, though. And it's a hard one to hold for that amount of time. Originally, when Vista came in, a lot of people thought that this could have been a money hill, if you like, but it's a very difficult one to find. Cruise missile came in. I presume that was from the side of G2, and DiamondCon doesn't find anything. But has it caused enough disruption? The answer, well, by the looks of things from Cobra, says no. Should be a 4th kill coming in from Vance as well. Doesn't matter. DiamondCon can find 2 off the back of that. So all of a sudden, potential break here for G2. They need 25 points.
Diamond Khan continuing to move forward as well, looking for the players off the respawn. Harry will take him down, but right now Gentle Mates cannot get back into this hill. G2 are just keeping the pressure on them and keeping them away. Cobra has to wait for his life to come back before he rechows, desperately throwing bullets away as his teammates trying to get in, but Estriel finds two, Linz finds another, and every time you think Gentle Mates can do something, G2 prove they are a cut above. 13 seconds left to go, and surely they cannot just end it here.
Denza trying to find a way through. He cannot. 5 seconds to go. And Gentle Mates are nowhere to be seen. G2 Esports put their foot down and never look back. Map number 1 goes their way.
And G2 really took them to task. They were behind by 60 points and then never really gave them an opportunity to get back into it. An unbelievable rallying cry from G2 to put Gentle Mates down in the end. After that 10 streak from Cobra, they were a little bit absent.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. It felt like they took their time maybe a little bit too much over towards P1 to find a break that allowed Diamond Con to then get hold of the streak, and then things kind of snowballed from there. It was such a good start by the side of Gentle Mates. They will be very, very disappointed to find themselves 1-0 down. How many times have we said that about some of the Challengers teams, though? This weekend so far, or this week so far, it's felt like they have good starts, and they may well take map number 1, or they may well lose it, but it always feels like they come out the gates firing. They've got something to prove, but they aren't able to quite get the job finished in map number 1 in particular. We will be heading into map number 2, and it will be G2 with a lead heading into Search and Destroy, which is an important thing to have. But Gentle Mates will be disappointed that they couldn't have brought that one back.
Yeah, they certainly will, and you got to feel for them as well. I think realistically, you just have to be honest. G2 looked better. That is the honest truth. There was a P3 and a P4 in there that you said, hey, Gentle Mates have done so well. Will they take this Hardpoint? The truth is, P1, not great. P2, really quite disappointing from them.
Yeah.
Never able to break, never able to really contest it at any point. Bridge Hill was okay, but unfortunately, when it comes down to splitting hills, the numbers and the math was not on your side. And from a flurry from Cobra, the highlight of the game, just not good enough.
Yeah, I think realistically, though, for me, what I'll probably look towards if we had another look at it there was the second rotation. It was the rotation over towards P3, where Gentle Mates actually managed to find a very, very nice break over towards that side. And then I don't want to blame him solely, because if it wasn't for him, they really were cooking. But I want to say that Cobra maybe overextended, give some spawns over towards the side of G2 that then allowed them to find a push over towards P4, maybe just a little bit too easily. You would have liked to see him find those kills, drop back, help his teammates out, or just hold the cuts. I think he was nearly past P2 at one stage and not give the spawns over potentially. But look, if we were to nitpick, that's maybe where I'd go with it. But realistically, a very decent showing from Gentle Mates, but we'll have to show a little bit more if they want to continue here in EWC. But a really good job from G2 to bring that one back. You find yourself down, what was it, 50 or 60 points at one stage and win it fairly comfortably. So really good job from G2. They'll be feeling good about themselves heading into map number 2.
Yeah, they certainly will. The players obviously putting themselves in the right mental state for this next one, of course. But G2 will take that first little mental edge, knowing they've got one map of the 3 they need to continue in this tournament. For Gentle Mates, though, I'm kind of actually watching them here on our other monitor to see what's going on. Not a lot of calming going on, not a lot of communications, clearly not happy. And, well, that makes a lot of sense, really. You've not managed to kind of cover yourself in glory in that first map time.
Yeah, I think it will. Look, it'll be disappointing from the sense of that they will look at this game as a winnable one for them. You know, it's an amalgamation of a couple of different teams from the CDL that didn't necessarily set anything on fire this year, especially, you know, when you look at Accuracy and Linz, the Minnesota team that showed promise for them, but weren't able to really convert it into anything. But for the side of Gentle Mates, kind of a roster that had promise as well throughout the EU Challenger season, had a couple of moments, absolutely, but never able to take away the title, never really able to do a great deal on that side of things, never really able to cause too much issue when it did come down to land on the Challenger side. This is their last chance in MW3 to prove how good they are. And to prove, look, I mean, you made a fair point there before when we were talking about it in terms of you're proving to people that you can still very much hang at the top, or you can start to hang at the top. This is a big opportunity that teams don't usually get to show where they are towards the end of the season. And of course, we are not far away from October 25th, Pricey. A new game is going to be coming thick and fast.
It is. Looks like there's a bit of a conversation going on with the coaches there as well as we look back in onto Gentle Mates. There is definitely some conversation going on the side of G2. And there's maybe just some settings going on as well. You can see the coach there at the back, just probably talking them through here. They've had a few minutes to kind of just settle their nerves and go forward. And if I was a man who could guess things correctly, I'd say this is about coming towards the end of the coach talk.
How do you deduce these things, Brycey? Was it because he walked away? Or was that, you know?
It might be. It might be. It's one of those. Sometimes it just comes to me like a vision almost.
Yeah, what an analytical mind you have.
Hey, not everybody can see something happening and tell people odds. Anyway, speaking of happening, I believe the next map is starting as we do go into the S&D, and it will be Karachi between these two squads. Obviously, you do not want to go down 0-2 if you're Gentle Mates. They'll be looking to get this one back onto it. Very subdued, though. During that little break we just had, a lot of movement, not a lot of team talk going through them. Might just be Bant, realistically. He does that, the breathing exercises to keep the energy up, but we will find out if that has worked.
So, Gentle Mates over towards COD Challengers Champs were actually perfect on this map, but they only played it once. So, how much you want to read into that, I'm not too sure. But Search and Destroy was probably their weakest mode. So, the one here for the side of G2 Esports would really put them in a commanding position. They will feel as if they can do it. And how often have we seen this guy, Linz, light it up on Karachi specifically? Let's see if he can do it here up against Gentle Mates in map number 2.
Pressure on both sides of the map as well. G2 have split it, and Linz will find that first blow onto Bants. Heading over towards it. Will he get the trade here? This is a little bit dangerous. Denza flying away, but Harry rescues him at 3 versus 2. Gentle Mates do have the advantage, but that bomb is going down. With numbers, will they be able to retake?
Difficult one here. Now for the side of G2. Oh, accuracy if you could have found that kill, but still. For the side of Gentle Mates, you're the ones who have to get something done here. They're hunting out. They want to try and get rid of accuracy first.
2 versus 2. Going against them here, and Cobra's been found as well. Accuracy will take this one easily in the end, but no, not able to quite get it now, fighting for his life. Cobra will get him. Just one player left, Diamond Con. All he has to do is play time. Denza flying over to see him, but hasn't found him at the right angle, and he will get him at the same time. That's a clutch. It's all done. Diamond Con will win that round. Runs away. Denza can't even find him. He's like, where'd he go?
Disappeared like a thief in the night. Gets away from it. Really good job from Diamond Con. Knows that the pressure probably was going to come in from Denza. Snaps onto the bomb and gets the player defusing. Just ran down enough time. That was the thing from accuracy. The gunfight from him wasn't quite as clean as we would like to see, but ultimately, waste more than enough time. And I think you're right. You know, we've seen a little bit of a view from Gentle Mates in between the maps, Brycey, and they did look somewhat despondent. Heading into round number 2. That's a big round for G2 to find Gentle Mates now onto the attacking side themselves.
Bit of mid control. Going straight through the mid here as well. Denza trying to find something, but Diamond Con finds him first. Vance looking to try and get something back here. Knows where at least one is. Timing not really on his side, but once that bomb back, goes back to a 3 versus 3 as Cobra picks up Linz. Everybody everywhere at the moment, though.
Accuracy will find Harry. The big gunfight to find. Cobra now rocking a hard place. Vance does find Diamond Con to even the odds somewhat. 2 versus 2 now. Difficult spots here for Gentle Mates. They don't have the bomb whatsoever. Accuracy is going to get taken down though, making a 1 versus 2 now for Estriel. An easier situation now for the side of Gentle Mates. Oh, that gunfight had to come off in their favor. Still don't have the bomb though for your Gentle Mates here. If Estriel knows where it is, that's not a bad spot to be in.
Oh, they're trying to get out of it as well. Are they going around to find him? They are! Cobra will grab bomb and just run away though.
Yep.
I don't think Estriel knew. They're going to put this one down. You've got to remember, some of these maps have changed a little bit in the fact that nobody's using smokes right now. Estriel, that is a great fight. The bomb is going to be planted. Knows where he is. Cobra 1v1 versus Estriel, and Cobra will win it. The change to the Renetti does not pay. A 1v1 ties it up 1-1. but sweat must be starting to just crease onto the brow of Gentle Mates, because that was a little bit closer than it should have been.
Yeah, it was the problem for them is they lost the bomb in the middle of the map, so it was a bit of a difficult situation. They kind of had good positioning, so they didn't want to give that up, but they also need to get the bomb to make good use of that good positioning. But they get the round done anyway. Good job coming through from Gentle Mates. They will secure that round one apiece here in the search and destroy. G2 Esports, what can you work on here on your attacking side? You had opportunities there in that last round. 1 versus 1 allows Gentle Mates onto the board.
Heavy defense so far over towards B. Gentle Mates have the bodies, but Denza has been taken out. Opportunities now for G2 Esports to jump onto it. They know where Bance is going to be. Do they know where Cobra is? Don't need to.
Bance didn't know where Linz was. Linz are back. 2 versus 3 in favor of G2. Make it now 3 versus 1. This should be a G2 round unless Harry can pull off a madness. Hold tight.
Finds the first. Another 1v1.
This would be for the 1 versus 3. This would be the 1 versus 3. Harry with the shots in. Estriel staying down.
Looking for him. This is a horrible fight to take. Estriel will hope to catch him sprinting. That's what he's waiting for. He knows he has to come towards him. Now he knows he's on the bridge. Looking for it. Harry wins the gunfight. Clutches up and takes it. Estriel had all the opportunities and all the positioning, but not the gun he done.
Problem is for Estriel, he's in that position where he has to be the reactionary. It's really about Harry. He has the positioning to dictate the gunfight. He can move in a couple of different directions. Estriel knows he can't move at all. And Harry will find the 1 versus 3. Gentlemen, it's very much in this one now. It was looking like a G2 round all day long. They let that one stumble away. I believe find themselves behind.
Well, let's see how this continues. And yeah, they will be very upset about it. On the attack here, Gentle Mates looking for it, and they're going for B again. They're just leaving Bance playing the island, something he frequently will do in an S&D. Try to find a flank, try to find a player, try to find something. Lin's being very aggressive and taking top 3 control.
That's now a bit of a problem for Gentle Mates. I think they've got an idea that he might be up there. Might have been spotted. You can see the positioning. I believe it's of Denza and Cobra. Yeah, they were the ones to spot him over there. Linz actually starts to get a little bit more defensive, getting away if he can. Look at the movement from Bance. Knows there's somebody there. Diamond Con was waiting for it. Bance could just smell blood in the water, but unfortunately it was his own. Estriel will find another. This should be a round coming back here for G2 Esports.
Oh, making it look easy. And Harry now fighting from the back foot. A player has got past him there. COD timing in its finest. They will find Linz. Surely he can't clutch up again. No. Opportunity denied. Harry's on a 5 streak as well.
Wonderful work from the side of G2. Bringing this one back, but that previous round, that Harry 1 versus 3, hopefully it doesn't play on their minds too much, because it is something that can potentially linger. But never mind. Don't worry about that right now. 2-2. Close game between these two squads so far. Relatively close map number 1 until really it wasn't. The search and destroy back and forth at the moment.
Let's see how this one plays out though. Already, Nade's going down. Estriel will know that he's going to be in a gunfight very, very shortly as he tries to stay alive, but almost finds one as well. But no, a complete shutdown. Only accuracy left alone. 1 versus 4, and down he falls. Very quick round. Back to Gentle Mates. Nothing much to break down there, Ton.
No, you know, if that one gunfight's maybe even 1 against Cobra, then still in a difficult position. G2 not able to do a great deal there. Gentle Mates put themselves in a good spot now.
That's what they were looking for. G2 tried to take control of mid-map, and as soon as that first grenade hit, the rest of Gentle Mates said, all right, well, there they are. Throw in more, get them off kilter, and just throw bodies in for the trades. They didn't even really need the trades in the end. They just won all the gunfights, but advantage to them now in the S&D.
It has really been that way for the majority of the time. Feels like they're the ones finding those rounds to find this lead, and Linz is just going to be caught with his pants down. Pants waiting for that one. Linz now left to watch, and 3 members of G2 having to take on Gentle Mates. Gentle Mates, as mentioned, statistically, at least at Challengers Champs, S&D was their weaker game mode. They're making it look pretty good here on Karachi.
Only has to be better than G2. that is the key.
Hold on.
Oh, that would have certainly been memed if it had gone the wrong way, but Bance finds the kill that he needs to. The rest of the team finds another one. They're kind of just serving them up to him. Eventually, Estra will find it, but we'll still be in a 1 versus 3. Nobody even near him. That bomb's going over towards B.
Bance was the red herring. Sadly for G2 Esports. He'll get taken down now. 1 versus 3 for Astral in this position with a rival 9. Yeah, gun's good. It ain't got that good. Gentle Mates another round. Looking good here in the search and destroy, Brycey. Just the good island player coming in from Bance. Finds a minimum of 2. And that breaks the round wide open for the rest of the squad just to waltz on through over towards their side. And it's an easy round in the end. Get a hold of it. Still retain that lead and start to build it, actually, if anything.
Yeah, it's a weird position, the island player, really, because there are benefits and negatives to it. Benefits being is you don't have to watch anybody else's trade, giving you a chance to maybe take a little bit better position at times. But on the other side of it, not only are you alone, but you could potentially let players through a cut that they might think you have. So it can really be a double-edged sword. That time it plays out, and for Gentle Mates, happy enough score for them so far. Right now, though, G2 Esports looking to go back in towards B. It's the first kind of exchanges of gunfire.
They'll be able to find a great deal here. Astral actually just jumped on the bomb. They don't really have control of the site, and he says, I actually don't seem to care. Didn't get it down. Didn't get it down, chose to jump off it. Did he jump off it too early? Am I, like, faded? What's going on?
There's a little bit of caution, I think, and 2 versus 2, they're going to go for it again. I don't think anyone's going to stop them, although he gets it down and does not get out. A 1 versus 2 for Diamond Con. They do not know where he is. Finds it, checks another angle. We'll find this first kill. No! Cobra looks in the right direction at the right time. COD timing going against G2 Esports there. Diamond Con thought maybe he could just pick a player and run away. And Bance furiously pointing at something on his screen. Hey, have you seen this? That's where I could have got him. Strategizing, moving forward into what could be their round to tie the map up, Ton.
Really nice position now if you are Gentle Mates. Heading into this search, I was curious. Especially after the way they lost map number 1. Especially how they looked after that as well. But they have come out roaring. 5 spree now for Denza. Harry having a very good game. His 1 versus 3 really is a difference maker here. Would have been sitting at 4. We should be at 4-3 to Gentle Mates. And as it goes, it's 5-2. Diamond Con should be dead to rights. I mean, how is he able to just jump off the top of 3 and find a kill like that? Astral was able to answer back. Diamond Con gets aggressive and finds the kill on the Cobra. Maybe turns the round on its head. It's a lot of search to be played here, but it's a 2 versus 3 for Gentle Mates.
Bance has just fluffed that a little bit. Needed that kill to go through. Didn't get it. Harry now left in a 1 versus 3 again. Does lightning strike twice. No bomb. Really no map position, including the high ground. We'll have to fight for every single inch if he wants to make another one happen.
He's done another one, a 1v3 before, but I think this one is maybe just a little bit more difficult. All staring towards him, all relatively close to each other. At worst, a trade here for the side of G2 Esports. They don't even need that. They make it 5-3 now. Close game. Either one of these two teams want to be going home from EWC. Long old travel day, as mentioned, out to Riyadh, and they want to stay there.
Well, still very much up in the air. For S&D, it's not impossible for them to come back. It's not even implausible. G2 still very much in this. They just need to win 3 more rounds before Gentle Mates win one. There's a push towards the middle again here. Very aggressive. They haven't been naded out of it. Estriel going to go straight up here and look for anyone over towards B. They haven't found anyone yet. Gentle Mates actually anticipating an A push. Might be caught out of position just a bit.
Yeah, they've given up site control here. So we're getting that bomb into a position to plant it, because they do have total control over this B site. They're thinking about it and they're going to go for it now. Getting aggressive, actually, if anything, to head over towards A, but that's why the Predator missile was on its way in. You now have to back on down. Now you can start to make your move. Still that control over towards the B side. Absolute paramount. Linz can back down now. Is he going to get caught? He's got the bomb here, by the way. This is a disastrous place to die if you do. And he has done.
Linz finds two. Cobra has to back away from that nade. Estriel will pick it up and try to bring it back to safety, but where does he go? Does he try to cross towards A here? That's exactly what he's going for. Slipped the net, got through Church. And they have no idea where they are now, all the way over to A. Gentle Mates just had a small gap in the defense.
Quite literally like ships in the night. Cobra shots across towards Steiner. Not solid enough. That one player pushing around from behind is going to be accuracy, looking to try and find something here. What's the timing going to be like? Oh, it's got enough accuracy to survive. Now they know they've got one player isolated, and that's Estriel. And he gets a how as he survived.
Still staying alive, they'll be looking for him. Checking the corner, he's going to find him as well. Gets it, but accuracy finds Harry. This is all timing. And actually being careful. Cobra just said, all right, I'll just go for it then. Timing is paramount here, and Cobra is going to get the defuse. No, accuracy got it! Oh, the tiniest of timings. Wait, was it defused? Did it go back?
Did we hold towards the end? I'm not too sure.
It looked like it was on it.
Well, Gentle Mates will be celebrating a win, and there you go, headsets off. So yeah, the job is done. There's my deduction for the player counts that we get this time. Gentle Mates will find themselves a map. Just about. My goodness. That got scary for a second, but a big defuse coming through. Accuracy just taking the long route there. And to be fair, though, they had an idea that Cobra was where he was because of the positioning of the first kill. So for him to go all the way around for that check through the apartments, a little bit of a misinformational play, but Gentle Mates will find the map there, Brycey, and tie this series up one apiece.
They really will, and I was just waiting to kind of get confirmation on that one, but yeah, it did look like the bomb got defused and accuracy shot him, but sometimes you have to be a bit careful before calling that before ready, Ton.
Yeah, you have to be very, very careful, but you now have time to get yourself settled and get yourself a drink because we're going to go to a very short break here at EWC. Map number 3 is going to be coming up the other side of this break.
Ready, set, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Esports World Cup. And I feel like I've said this one before, but we're all tied up heading into the control. Ton, these two squads going at it once again.
Well, I mean, the Challenger team's shown that they have S&D prowess, absolutely. They've been managing to find them at least over the last 2 games. So it has been now for an interesting series. We'll be heading into the control with things tied up, as you mentioned. So it should be an interesting game, but still hard to really ascertain which way this one's going to go. It felt like for a long time that G2... I mean, for the first couple of rounds, it felt quite comfortable for them in that search and destroy. Suddenly, the 1 versus 3 from Harry happens, and then things turn around very, very quickly. So, Gentle Mates now have themselves a route into this series, but can they take one of the next 2 maps to force map number 5, or can they even just do it in 4?
Well, that's something we are looking forward to watching. I can confirm the players are seated, and obviously just getting ready for this one. Everybody locking in. We've spoken about this at the start of the series, but just a reminder for anybody who may have jumped between streams, or maybe you've just got home from work and are looking to watch some Call of Duty. The way that this works in groups, it is double elimination bracket essentially. You've got to win 2 games before you lose 2 games. These 2 teams have already lost 1 so far in the tournament. If they lose a second, they are eliminated and they will go home. And that is just how it works. But basically, it's all still to play for. You win this, you have an opportunity to play another game. You win it, you get into the bracket. So, pressure mounting. 3 more maps to decide, guaranteed who moves on from this one as we move into the control time.
We do. We stay on Karachi. Both these squads who can take an advantage heading into map number 4. It's one you would love to hold. It's going to belong to either one of these 2 squads. Interested to see how this one goes, though. As far as statistics be damned sometimes, of course, as I did mention for Gentle Mates, Search and Destroy was immediately their worst game mode across the whole of Challengers Champs, but they only played 1 control map over that entirety of that tournament, and that was, of course, High-Rise. So they haven't played Karachi as of recent. Let's see how they do here against one of the big boys from the CDL. Should be an interesting one, though, here on Karachi. Of course, it is one of the more fluid control maps, and we are very much into it.
Let's see how these teams are starting off. So, lots to play for. And already you can see Gentle Mates just trying to get into position around B. They're going for this early. Can they win this next few gunfights? That's going to be huge. Harry's found a massive 2. They're looking for this quickly.
Big opportunity to get a hold of B, and you want to take those opportunities if you can. 3 inside the point. That might be gone already, Bryce.
Vance just waiting, but not pre-aimed. Will eventually go down, but still too many bodies into this one, surely. Got to be careful. Denza stays alive, and they are into it. And also, Harry getting a few more kills. They're going straight into the next point. Harry 6 and 1.
Flowing like blooming water here, Brycey. It's ridiculous from Gentle Mates. Harry will find another. 1 tick in over towards A. This has been a relentless attacking round. Can they manage to secure this one? Every single tick mattering. G2 Esports have barely even been in this game, but they will find a couple of kills. Cobra can find 2 back of his own, though. And all of a sudden, it's just get down inside the point, see what he can do. Bance all on his own. Last fight, 1v1 for the round. Is he going to be able to find it? Bance staying alive. The beatdown through. Gentle Mates run through G2 in round number 1.
That is an outrageous opener to control here. I didn't see any blue face paint on Marky B, but he must have given him an inspiring Braveheart speech to kick them off in that sort of gear.
Don't. I'll start saying it. I don't know verbatim, so I would definitely embarrass myself, but irrelevant. I'm getting G'd up even thinking about it.
Wow, that was incredible. Harry basically just destroyed them, and G2 will have to recover from this because that was not close. More standard start here from G2, though.
Yeah, it's not a round you want to see at all. You hate to lose them like that. That was obliteration. Right, by Gentle Mates onto G2. Bit more of an even start to this round, though, as G2 trying to find a way through. Harry on this map has been absolutely indomitable. 9 and 2 already here in the control. Had a fantastic S&D as well. And looking to add to it here. Really good positioning coming through from Gentle Mates. G2 finding some crucial gunfights still. Denza and Bance answering back, but the defensive line has been broken somewhat.
And to be looking for a few kills off the respawn here as well, and G2 know this. He's playing on his own again. Diamond Con trying to hold the bridge, isn't going to be able to. That second tick just a few seconds away here for G2, but they've got to hold it. Denza dives into the point, but outnumbered. Linz will find him. Harry and Bance get back into it, though. They are not even letting A go without a fight. Currently do have life advantage, but bleeding this away second by second. Second tick here in for G2, as they are desperate to get A locked in and stop having to deal with their own spawn.
I was about to say trades would work out for Gentle Mates in terms of how that whole battle in the middle of the map went down, but will go the way of G2 Esports. Diamond Con finding 2, eventually waking up into this map. Harry sitting at 12-4, but is this a route through already? You don't quite get there if your accuracy. Gentlemen, just have to be careful here not to overheat. They have now got themselves in a decent enough position. Yes, okay, they have to defend B for a minute and a half, but not in too bad of a spot to do so.
Estriel looking for a fight down low, finds Cobra as well. The rest of his team now ready to strike. Red control, looking for a bit of fire control as well. Trades going in. Harry will find another. Diamond goes to the player into spawn. There's a wipe. There's an opportunity for Gentle Mates to try and slam the door. You can see them already trying to get in position. I don't think it's as locked as they would like. G2 are out.
Thing is, though, Denza made that flank play, and it was such a risky one to make. Because it then kind of sent G2 over towards the other side of the map when it did manage to pull off. So, worked out in the end. Risky plays. Coming away with the rewards. Gentle Mates in a good position in terms of the lives, but it takes one good break from G2, but they only have 7 lives remaining.
Harry slamming at the moment. They will just try and make this as difficult as possible. He's pushed them all the way out towards Market. They have to go through Church now, essentially, and Top Fire to get towards this point. They still can't kill Harry. Denza also on a 4 streak. Harry's trying to be protected by his teammates. Looking for him again. Lind will eventually find him here. 5 versus 11. If G2 can find this kill, they might have an opportunity. Bance backpedaling. He knows it's trouble for them now. Cobra to the rescue. Rest of the team now flooding over the wall as Bance will fall. It's a 4 versus 10, a 3 versus 10. There are only 2 players onto the point here. This should be a lock for Gentle Mates.
Yeah, you win the next couple of gunfights if you are G2. Maybe you have an opportunity. 2 of them inside the point, but you're not close enough, and the gunny is solid. Gentle Mates finding another round here. 2-0 up in the control. 1 apiece in the series. This is a huge map in this series now.
You've got to give some credit to Harry. Just ridiculous. Everything he has done so far in his control has looked a cut above. They could not dig him out of the positions he wanted to be in. The question is now this. Do Gentle Mates try and end this right here?
Well, based on what you were able to do in your first attacking round, I'd absolutely try to. It's a ridiculous attacking play on control. Get themselves in over towards A and very quickly wiped out of it. Denza dead to rights, nade at his feet, well placed. Now what's the play here? Do you really go for it? Are you able to close this out 3-0? You need 1 or 2 decent breaks, and they're already heading over towards B. They've got a little bit of a foothold in it, but it has to be said, D2 Esports do have members here.
Oh, never mind. White.
Yep.
Complete and total. Harry left alive, and I don't think they know he's here. He's trying to get the kill to allow his teammates to escape and not get locked in, though. Diamond Connor's found him, but hasn't managed to find Harry, and this is just going bad for G2. This is not the trades they want in the end, Linz. Just a little bit of hope that they need.
Harry is doing absolute God's work over towards the back of B. He's giving his teammates a little bit of time. Oh, gets a bit of bad timing though. Lindsay will find that, but ultimately it has made that little bit of room for the rest of his teammates to find a way through, but they do get wiped in the end. Shots in from Denza, but just because of Harry, they have stepped up the map, but they only have 25 seconds here on this attacking round. Do you just bite the bullet, go for towards A? The G2 Esports defense over towards B is quite heavy.
That is what they're doing. They might just try and stop the clock here, but Harry finds 2 again. Harry looking for his 3rd. Behind the door, gets it at the same time. Surely not the 4th. Linz is running scared from Harry, but he's going to get the gunfight as well. Eventually, Gentle Mates have to get onto A. It's basically a Harry one-man show with pressure. He's 23-9, but somehow Gentle Mates still weren't able to convert that B.
He is absolutely cooking right now. Cobra will find another. That should be a gun. Cobra finds a 3rd. He's watching Harry and thinking, yeah, okay, this is my brother's organization. I want to be able to keep up with him. Denzel will find another. The transitional kills over towards B. Looking good. Next couple of gunfights, massive in this round.
Santa's had to flank there. Cobra finds another one. 2 players left. Estriel
never-
gets grilled and flambéed. And Gentle Mates are in here. They have a stack as well. There are 3 bodies into it as well. G2 will now have to move very, very quickly. They are piling through the corridor. There is only one kind of egress for them, but already the 2nd tick is in. Bance is laying down. Dent is getting kills. Dent finding 1 more. Bance finds the last. Harry going to be last alive on this hill, and that is the map done. A 3-0 on the control. Harry is humongous, heroic, and oh my God, did they just batter them.
Harry with a standout map, my word. What a performance from him, but I want to give a lot of credit for Cobra towards the end that last round as well. That gunfight, that chow on Estriel towards the back stairs is absolutely out of this world. Incredible gunfight to find. And now G2 find themselves on the precipice. They are 1 map away from dropping out of EWC at the fastest route possible.
They still look calm and collected. And we spoke about that mental game. We spoke a little bit about how this could go. As we move on to the next map, you've got to feel for G2. They have just faced the wrath of Harry.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to say I feel for them, but they've got to do better there. You got smoked in round number 1. Round number 2, okay, it was relatively close to a certain degree, but again, round number 3, just far too weak on the defensive side of things, really not working out whatsoever. It was a very poor performance on the control, especially from guys as storied as accuracy. Like, you need to be able to find more up against these rosters, but, you know, it's something as I kind of alluded to at the beginning of the series, Pricey. Everybody on this Gentle Mates roster has kind of been there. As far as I'm aware, the only player that hasn't actually featured on this roster. Actually, well, Cobra as well, but Denzer never did either. But Harry and Bance have had their opportunities. They're both very, very good players. I mean, Bance is he's what, the winningest EU Call of Duty player of all time, maybe? Actually, no, not anymore. That was a little bit while ago.
Come on.
Yeah,
Go
okay,
on.
no, I was look. I just
in
think,
the past.
yeah, we're very much living in the past. We always try to do that in European Call of Duty, but when things kind of get going tough, he does have that experience. This roster has that certain aura, that level of play. They will have played up against these players plenty of times on G2. It's not too much of a surprise to see them actually offering the goods here. But 2-1 to the good, map number 4 incoming. You're guaranteed to see another search and destroy at least, where, okay, you didn't necessarily stomp them, but you looked pretty good in. If you're G2 Esports, I'd be quite scared right now.
Well, I'd be scared just of how good Harry was playing. That was a ridiculous takeover on the control in the end, winning both attacking rounds and the defensive round. And truth being told, those last 2 rounds were kind of crazy. You got to say that Harry just started to go to work, finding threes, just wouldn't really die. Just ridiculous from him. And it must have been very frustrating for G2 to say, oh, he's still there, he's in our spawn, or he's still in this power position, he's broken through into our point, and nobody winning a gunfight against him. When you've got a player going 24 and 10 across 3 rounds, you kind of know how the control has gone. The next respawn, though, that's where these players will have to try and step it up. We've spoken about this at length, but I will remind you, the loser of this one is eliminated. And I think they may be the first elimination of the entire tournament as well. And it could rest on this next map. But truthfully, who wins? I'm not sure, Ton.
Yeah, it's hard to really call it out, to be honest with you still. I mean, we're heading into this hard point. I think if you're Gentle Mates, you maybe look at map number 1 and sort of say, could we have done better there? Possibly, but I mean, I'm not 100% sure what map we're heading into, map number 4, but it'll be interesting to see how the stats kind of lie for Gentle Mates and where they kind of feel as if they have their strengths. I'm not 100% sure whose pick it was in map number 1, but we'll figure that out very, very quickly with when we see what map number 4 is. So should be interesting to see which way it's going to go. For G2, though, the fact that you have to find 2 maps in a row up against Gentle Mates who have had your numbers so far, pushed you very close in map number 1, which did eventually go your way. It's a scary position to be in now. This is the end of your year, full stop, in Modern Warfare 3 if you lose this map.
Well, we'll have to see who goes out top 16. Something not possible during the main season. Will we find a CDL franchise heading that first, or will it be the CDL Challengers? We'll have to find out. It looks like on our other stream that they are getting ready for it. I see the coaches have started to leave the stage, and the players look like they are... Everybody ready. The lean forward, as everybody calls it, as they get ready to do battle one more time.
Let's see how things are going to go here in this hard point. As said, it is a must-win. On the side of G2, which was given their final couple of prep points. Who is going to blink? Who is going to find a little bit of an advantage they need to maybe take map number 4? If it's Gentle Mates, then G2 are crashing out of this tournament.
It all rests now on this, and we've seen the thumbs up from the ref. We've seen the coaches walk off of the stage. Destiny is upon us, and the stories will be told. Who comes out on top, though? And truth being told, it wouldn't surprise me to see this go map 5.
No, it wouldn't. I think, you know, we looked at this series, Brycey, we knew it was probably the one that we were going to get to see when we seen the matchups. And we knew that this could be an absolute banger. The game coming up next as well will not actually be Falcons blessing our side of things. They will get the home crowd buff when they go up on the main stage. Going to be another banger, though. Irrelevant of what is coming up, but this one still has potentially some ways to go. But map number 4 incoming here. It's going to be Rio Hardpoint, which should be a super interesting map between these two. And again, I think it's just a hard one to call, but into it we go.
Here comes the opening flurry. Vance will go down first, as it will be. G2 into the point first, but a little bit of a trade going through as Cobra starts off the way he ended that last map, getting a few kills. Denzel was looking desperately for the player who slipped. Fortunately picked up by a teammate, and now he pushes forward.
Oh, a bit of a split spawn actually coming through for the rotation that's coming to come over towards next. Wouldn't have been expecting that player, but the gunfight's starting to come through, and all of a sudden Bance is left all on his own. Does well to find one, will do fantastic to find a second, cannot, and P2 Esports will garner some sort of control. They've got the spawns they want for in 20 seconds time. We head over towards P2 and control at P1, and getting some good time here. Estriel finding 2 and the 3rd, my goodness me, given the 4th it would have been absurd. Estriel breaking it open on his own. And there's going to be about 30 seconds over towards the side of G2 to kick things off. That's absolutely the confidence that you want to kick off map number 4.
Linz will be looking for any kill he can find here. Finds the first. Can he find the second? No. Cobra will shut him down, but they are fighting for mid-map control. Gentle Mates don't even know where P2 is yet, although they do get the spawn. Harry towards the back, the rest of the team as well. Bance is looking for the flank.
Find a breakthrough. Cobra will find one on Estriel. So that opens up the middle of the map. He is going to be coming back in very, very quickly, but Linz is already dispatched with 2 players. The front and the back. Now all of a sudden the push from Gentle Mates here is going to look very one-dimensional if you don't find the gunfight in the middle of the map. Bance is going to fall to his own teammate's stun. Not the best of starts for Gentle Mates here on the hard point.
Yeah, certainly having a few troubles as well, but G2 doing a fantastic job. Estriel and DiamondCon holding it down, refusing to bow under this pressure. And they will get the rest of that scrap time as well. You can even see Gentle Mates not really going to swing for it properly, and Harry will fall. The rotation here will have to be handled. Gentle Mates will have it to begin with, but so far it's not been very good.
Yeah, you need a good rotation here. Things could potentially start to get out of hand. Didn't have too bad of a record over Challengers Champs. Didn't play too much, actually, Gentle Mates, so it's not necessarily one of their better picks. And they have been wiped off it over towards P3 here. G2 Esports starting absolutely fantastically. Gentle Mates have to wake up very, very quickly if they don't want to see a map number 5.
I don't think they have woken up. They're hoping that something will go well for them. But right now, they are just being a little bit battered, looking for the last bit of time here as they move forward and trying desperately to hold on as Bance, but still not getting the time. Only 20 points scored across the last 3 hills, and it doesn't look like they're going to get an awful lot more onto this one. They're going to have to hope this rotation is good.
And the rotation is looking good, and they do get those final 10 seconds, so potential route back in here. That's a big gunfight for Denza to win, but a big push over towards Old, actually. The side of G2, they want to try and find a push over through the boxes side and, of course, down ramp. It's a really important job here coming up for Bance to stay alive. He gets wiped off the face of the planet very, very quickly. Cobra doesn't turn in time. And that is the break. G2 Esports making this look easy.
Well, we said this probably will go map number 5 at the moment. It's coming in really fast fashion. Actually looking to put even more hurt on. Bance trapped behind the van. Turns, burns. Harry falls as well. This is not the same team we just saw on the control. They are being shook to their very core. Very little time able to be garnered here from Gentle Mates. G2 just battening down the hatches and giving them nothing.
I mean, you think you have players who really did perform on that previous map. It was Cobra, but it was mostly Harry. Sitting at 6 and 11 to kick things off here. Yes, okay, Kitty isn't absolutely everything at all. But if you had a bit of a better performance from him, would it have really made up that gap, which is now 80 points and rising? I somewhat doubt it. Trade that kind of works in the favor of Gentle Mates here as we head over towards another hill. They've had a few rotations, Pricey. I think the last 3 hills, they've been the first ones there. They had 35 points to kind of show that, which is nowhere near good enough.
It really isn't it? It's getting worse as the time goes on. G2 are destroying. Harry will find 2, but there's no points to be garnered here. Surely Linz will take him down, and again, G2 in the driving seat, having even more. Linz will look for his 4th, finds it, tries to get out alive. Denzel will cut him down before he can do any more damage, but so far, so good for G2. Gentle Mates really not able to get much going.
It's nearly 100 point difference after 1 rotation. This is disastrous from Gentle Mates so far. Estriel down combining so well over towards that top side, and that's looking like another 15 seconds that's going to go their way. This lead is going to be ridiculous as they head into a second rotation. Well over 100 points now, and if you are Gentle Mates, you need to turn it on very, very quickly.
Well, hoping for it, but Bance left alone here, doesn't have the reinforcements as he fights desperately for his life. And this is not just a question of the 100-point club, but it may be the question of the 50-point club, because they just cannot find any momentum. They need a massive hold here onto P1 and then to combine it with a perfect P2 rotation. But right now, just fighting for their lives is all they can do.
And so hard to just find anything. The thing is with Gentle Mates here, one good hold gets you back into this game, but that lead is just to the point of where you maybe need to even get it within touching distance. Are now going to be forced away from this, and it's just been so difficult. He has started to wake up into this game just a little bit. Is it too little, too late? 20 seconds to play for here, over towards P1. Looking like it's going to go G2's way. Rotation is once again going to be there kind of for Gentle Mates, although it's a bit of a 50-50, and now it's just not there whatsoever. G2 wiped them and have complete control of P2.
They will have to find something born out of a storybook, because they are just fighting for, well, any gunfight really. It's not even really for positioning. Gently trying to get back up onto this map, but already time just ticking away from them even further as they go for the pinch. Estriel going to work over and over again. G2 Esports are killing them every single time they try to make this perfect pinch. They cannot find a gunfight. Linz is pushed out all the way down the street. Gentle Mates don't get anything here, just chaos and destruction sown among their ranks. And now they're wondering, should we rotate? We've got the pinch. Do we have anything else?
Well, G2 Esports have actually kind of been sold a little bit there. They had one player spawn towards the back, but two players for Gentle Mates spawning here as well. So a good opportunity to some okay time for the side of Gentle Mates, but they need this okay time. They need perfect time over the next two hills. G2 Esports are going to just be about 50 points away by the time we head over towards our second P3. This is an absolutely electric performance from G2 to keep them in the tournament. You still need to find another map once they do find this one, which is looking all but guaranteed. Gentle Mates, this will be quite the comeback if they manage to pull it off.
And it's easier said than done, though. Already across the 200-point mark and showing no real signs of slowing down. Estriel and Linz have just destroyed Gentle Mates to their very core. What was a great control here from Gentle Mates is turned into a disaster on the next respawn. 2:15 now. G2 crossing that threshold. Gentle Mates only on 69 points after so many hills. And while they are in here for a few seconds, they don't have the spawn. They are going to need to trade so much more effectively than they have been.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 8th hill we've seen Bricey. They barely managed 10 seconds on average over every single hill. It has been a really, really poor showing from the side of Gentle Mates. They have been blown out of the water. This next rotation over towards Garage is probably where we'll see the last of this map. And map number 5 is pretty much beckoning now.
And G2 just doing such a good job. They were outnumbered onto that point and still won all the gunfights. Still completely destroyed Gentle Mates. And with 10 seconds left to go, Gentle Mates need a miracle and need a divine intervention and probably need a map reset as 4 seconds go. Nothing here for Gentle Mates. 70-point club is beckoning, and so is map 5.
Just ridiculous from G2. And absolutely nothing to show from Gentle Mates. That's the kind of map that you do not want to lead into a map number 5, but that is what has beckoned for us here in this series. G2 roaring back into this game, and it's anyone's to play for. Now, that will be a bitter blow for the side of Gentle Mates, but I think they probably knew that one was over quite some time ago. Head out of that game, prep yourself for map number 5, because that's where we're going.
Don't even really know what to make of it, Ton, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah.
After the control, you felt pretty confident going into this next map, but apparently Gentle Mates did not. A slow start, bad rotations. At some point, it didn't even really seem like they were that far behind in the slaying department. They just weren't making the kills where they needed to make them. And it was just a perfect storm of disappointment. But we are going to a map 5. That, though, will be after this short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you for the conclusion to this right after our break.
that you if I heard that you if I heard that you if I heard that you
Ready, set, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Esports World Cup. We are heading to a map 5. Either of these teams now faces elimination. First to 6 wins, the loser goes home. Tan, how do you think it's going to go?
Oh, I think it's really, really hard to actually figure it out, to be honest with you. I think both these two teams have played well in parts. I mean, map number 1 was super close. Map number 2 was, again, relatively close. Map number 3 and 4 were not. So where did we kind of lie in between these two teams as we head into map number 5? I'm really not sure. It's going to be an interesting one. Whatever happens here, though, Bricey, map number 5s are always interesting. But it's going to be Search and Destroy, and I believe it's going to be Rio. And looking towards the statistics, I mean, it's not necessarily the best of maps for Gentle Mates whatsoever. So was it just a flash in the pan on Karachi, or do they have some actual S&D prowess here up against G2? We'll find that out very shortly.
We certainly will. Both sides will have taken their opportunity in the break to work out what breaks they're going to use on S&D, to raise morale, to put themselves in the right headspace. Two very weird maps are the ones that have just passed us. Control, dominance from Gentle Mates. But then G2, 70-point club them. on the Rio Hardpoint. And we are heading back to Rio, but this time for Search and Destroy.
Let's see how this one goes. Map number 5, loser. Your year is done. Let's see who's going to be able to take it. Rio was not good viewing if you are the side of Gentle Mates, but G2 enjoyed it very much. Can they convert that to a Search and Destroy win as well, though? Let's find out. Map number 5s are just built different. Who's got the ice in this one, Brycey? It's a massive, massive game for both these two teams.
Oh, it is. That it is. Here we go. One last opportunity for one of these teams. Someone will have to leave us. But who will it be? At the moment, you can already see G2 being very aggressive. They've taken B control. Nobody here from Gentle Mates yet.
It's one of those ones that is a little bit easier to take control of. No trophies available for either two teams, so it's about who wants to take that risk. But 4 men up the escalators here for Gentle Mates. That's going to be the play.
Harry finds 2. 2 versus 2, though. With this bomb being down, it's a difficult retake still. Time ticking away. Amicon trying to check the flank here. He's hoping for good timing. Denzer looking for him as well. Catches him in the corner. A 1 versus 2. Accuracy going all the way around. They're trying to work out where he could be. They're going for the chow as well. Accuracy has been found. He's weak. He's trying to get out of it. They're chasing him and they found him. Harry catches him. And Bance nodding his head. Knows he's done well to win that one. And what could have been a great start there for G2 is not to be done.
3 kills in the round for Harry. He really has been the star man for Gentle Mates throughout this series. It's been a big reason as to why they have found moments. You think about that control, you think about the 1 versus 3 in map number 2. He's a massively influential times in the series. He's just found round number 1 here in the Search and Destroy in map number 5.
G2 actually must have thought he'd done just enough. Was hoping for the kill, but he could have got away. They would have second guessed where he would have been. That's what he was hoping for. Not going to work out. Harry from the control returns.
It's hard to take your eyes off him, to be honest with you, when he is playing as well as he has done over a couple of these maps. But G2 very much do have the experience. They have the talent to be able to turn this one around. I think you know, you want to bear in mind, you look over towards map number 2 in the S&D. That did go the way of Gentle Mates. As you can see already, Diamondcon has kind of been forced away here. If it wasn't for the Harry 1 versus 3, that game would have been significantly closer. It just felt like it was maybe a little bit one-sided, but there was a massive moment there. There might need to be a massive moment for G2 to retake this one.
Harry will move into it as well. Cobra actually finds bullets in both bodies, but kills going down. Denzer's found 2 as well. He's cleared out one of the flanks. And now G2 Esports a little bit lost at sea, and Harry will find Linz as well. Estro in a 1 versus 3, not even going to get the first one. Gentle Mates go up 2-0.
And I really love the position. I mean, this feels like a Harry Lovin right now, but I love the position where he was because he knew there wasn't an immediate flank coming. He said he would have been communicating to his teammates if there's a flank coming, it's coming from the double doors. They're watching it, the bullets are in, they back down, they allow Harry to reposition, they find another. Massive plaudits over towards Denzer as well. He finds 2 over towards the garage side, trades out his teammates, and then some. Sensational job so far from Gentle Mates. They just seem to have G2's number in this search.
Still a lot of search to go, though, and adjustments can be made. Looks like another adjustment here. It's going to be a straight headbutt. Linz will find Bance on the first. Linz will find the second on the Cobra. Head made of steel as he just runs and guns. And here's a fight, though. Harry will find 1. Called the second as well. That is outrageous from him. Will he find Linz? Linz goes down to Denzer. How is this flipped on its head? It's now a 1 versus 2 for accuracy.
Harry knows every page of that book. Finds the gunfight. Finds another as well. Harry is frying right now.
I don't even think Harry's actually got a seat for that chair. He's just floating 7 inches above the stage. Cannot miss. And Bance is very, very happy watching back the kill cam.
Well, you just know Denzer be giving it a bit of smack to it. They've been told to tone it down a little bit, but I think in the moment, map number 5, so that might go out the window. G2 need to turn this around very, very quickly. Find themselves 3 rounds down in the blink of an eye. Harry, 7 spree for him. There will be a cruise missile in the back pocket. couple of bullets in his head as well.
Harry play for the Cruise here. Now he does.
Yep.
All information. Calling this out, you can already see a reaction. They're going to try and take A control out for this. They don't have a lot of players here. They're just trying to make a play for it as well, but they've kind of got caught out. They don't have the bodies for this. They're going for Diamondcon. They've lost it. Gentle Mates, maybe an overextend with that. The Cruise gave you information, but it didn't give you 2 extra players.
Yeah, stomping around the back of the map as Cobra. He's going to get caught out. The problem is that G2 Esports have done a fantastic job. As soon as that Cruise comes in, they just all position themselves very closely over towards A. One player in garage, one player in elbow towards boxes. And as soon as that Predator missile is coming towards them, they dip out, expecting Gentle Mates to be there. And they read it so well. They find the gunfights, they find the round, they find the lifeline here in map number 5.
Well, that cruise missile has been burned. Not only that, but G2 probably feeling a little bit more relaxed after they finally get back onto it and stop the monster that's Harry. And they're going for this again, straight back into B by the look of it. They know there's no real contest here for it as they deploy every grenade and tactical to catch anybody out, but this might be a big flank from Gentle Mates. 3 men round the back.
Island player and Harry. Just trying to find some information. These next couple of gunfights absolutely crucial. Accuracy. He survived. How long gets out as well? That's massive. He survives and will now start to call it out. That is players on the flanks. Which way did G2 go? They're going to force their way out through escalators. Harry needs to stay alive. He gets dealt with. Bance will find one. 3v3.
Actually, just putting enough bullets in to slow them down as well. Still have the advantage. 22 seconds left to go, and Gentle Mates don't have control of this bomb site. They don't have the numbers. It's a 2 versus 2. You will have to move. It's Bance in a 1 versus 2. Surely he isn't going to have the time. Loses the gunfight to Linz, who styles on him with the movement. And after that kind of accuracy, managing to make that play to stay alive, you just felt like it was G2's round.
It's just the reflank that comes in from Linz as well. I think for the side of G2, accuracy staying alive on that flank as long as he did. I mean, he didn't even die, but the fact that he got out of that position, absolutely ginormous moment for G2 there. They lose accuracy on the flank. Things all of a sudden get very, very scary. But they found back-to-back rounds, and cruise missile was used from Gentle Mates, remember, as well. So that advantage is gone. They've played 2 rounds. Still have a lead, but will not be as comfortable one as it was a couple of minutes ago.
Being a bit careful here, and Bance will find Linz this time, but Esther also under a little bit of trouble as Denzel will catch him. And now they have the advantage. For Gentle Mates, this is all about risk aversion. Stay alive, don't let anything else go. Accuracy, trying to get the player off the bomb, and that's what I was talking about. Not going straight for the plant after getting 2 down. It can seem a bit weird, but accuracy fell for it.
They get the information. They get another round their way. Stop the bleeding a little bit after 2 rounds in a row coming in from G2. Gentle Mates doing very well to find that one. Comes in through the aggression, and you call it out perfectly in terms of that setup. Find the 2 players, they back away from the site. They know that the pressure is going to have to come in from G2. They're going to have to find some sort of pick. Where's that pick usually going to come from? Somebody planting the bomb. Psych, he ain't there.
Still a while to go. Advantage here in Gentle Mates, 4-2. Can they get it to map point? Can G2 fire back on the attack here? Linz will be leading them one more time, but does run into a stun. I think they're going to know he's here this time. 5 health and a dream. He's eventually being chased down. Bance will find Estriel. Linz still alive. Just going to throw Estriel into the fire. Says, all right, you can have him. Never mind.
The sacrificial lamb somewhat. We back down now if you're G2. Gentle Mates. Well, if anything, have backed down themselves, but now starting to get aggressive over towards the bridge side. Bomb is going down to B, but they're looking for one player, and that's going to be Diamondcon. They should just about weed him out. 4 versus 2 in favor of Gentle Mates now.
They're going for this flank here. Harry's looking for the players on it. I don't think anyone knows who they are. Bance is going to call it out as well, and Bance will find both. They line up for them. And that will now be map point. 5-2.
And that is now 5 in a row for Bance. We'll put him in a fantastic spot to find a cruise missile. If they even need it, Brycey. 5-2 up. They just seem to have had G2's number in the search and destroy. They need 4 rounds in a row if they want their Modern Warfare 3 season to continue.
Well, this is now all about locking in and not throwing it away. G2 Esports need to regain. They must win 4 flawlessly to stay alive in this tournament.
Even if Bance is to find one more kill here and they don't find the round, it is another bonus in the back pocket of Gentle Mates. Bomb's going to be going down over towards B. The trophy seems to be there. The cover seems to be there. And it will have to be a 4v4 retake from G2 to stay in the season.
Then finds the first. Cobra on Overwatch as well. Bance will take down Lins before he can do anything else. Bance actually just flying at them now as well. Here he goes on a diamond con and finds his 7th of this one. And it is now just accuracy in a 1 versus 4. He finds the first, but not the second. And G2 have got to go. And they will be out first here. Top 16 at the Esports World Cup. Oh my goodness.
It's an upset, but not one that was out of the realms of possibility. Gentle Mates, a fantastic performance from them. It's the Neslo that gets the job done, but full credit to them. The Search and Destroy looked fantastic, but the control was outstanding on Karachi. To find a 3-0 there is a massive, massive result. And I don't want to give every single credit towards him, but when Harry was turning up, Gentle Mates looked absolutely fantastic.